Hey guys, this is Sandeep from RevAtlas, and in this video we'll show you a tutorial on how to get an awesome looking clear back Redmi Note 7 Pro like this one. Without much further ado, let's get this started. Before we get started, I'd like to make it clear that the removal of the back panel yourself will void the warranty, and hence do it only knowing fully so what the risks are and the results of your actions. It's advisable to completely discharge the device as we'll be heating portions of it, and there are high chances of things going wrong if the battery has charge, or especially if it's fully charged. This here is how a brand new device looks like, and here's a device whose back panel has been removed, and finally we have the end result, which is what we are achieving with a clear back panel mod done to it. The first step is to use a heat gun or a hairdryer and apply heat to the edges and the overall back of the device. A hairdryer will also work perfectly fine, but will take much longer compared to a regular heat gun. Please note that it is advisable to apply heat in a pattern and keep moving it to prevent overheating of any particular portion or causing damage to a part. Also, do keep in mind that the device itself will heat up quite a bit, and hence you should be careful when holding it or picking up the device. Gloves are advisable, and we'll begin to open from the bottom, so concentrate your efforts there. Once you have applied sufficient heat, you'll be able to use the suction cup and create enough gap on the device to slide in a pry tool. If it isn't opening enough, you may have to reheat the edges again in order to get the gap. Once done, you need to run the pry tool alongside the edges to release the glue and slowly raise it upwards bit by bit as you run along. If at any point you require more heat, do apply it and repeat. Don't be too harsh when applying force, as it is glass and glass will crack. Once you've done it all around, you'll be able to get off the back panel, and the only thing connecting the back panel and the rest of the phone will be the fingerprint scanner. We need to pry off the connector from the glass panel in order to proceed further. Once done, we begin the process of creating the clear back. What you need here is ideally stainless steel blades, and different devices will have different backs in terms of how the paint finish and coating is done. In the case of the Redmi Note 7 Pro, there are several different layers, but we need to remove all of that in order to get the clear back effect. You need to scrape off the initial bits and then dig deeper in order to get the bottom clear layer, which can then be peeled off. It takes some time and patience, but at the end, the effort is clearly worth it. Pun intended. Be careful not to scrape the Redmi and 48MP logo unless you want a fully clean back. Once the rest of the layer has been scraped off, it's easy to accidentally scrape this off as well, and you should be careful to get the areas clean around it and prevent doing so. Since it is Gorilla Glass, it won't get scratched with your blade, so the entire glass will look clean at the end. In case during the process you accidentally break the glass, you can order a replacement panel such as this one and either restore the device to the original look or use the same and repeat the peeling process to get the clear look. A spare panel costs just under Rs 500, and I'll leave the link in the description below for the same in case you want to try it on that instead of your stock panel or just need a replacement. I'll also include links in the description below for other items that I've used for this particular teardown and this process. At the end, you'll have a clear panel, and we recommend running it under a tap quickly to get rid of any residue and drying it before proceeding. Once done, we can move our efforts onto making the battery look better. If you prefer to leave it as it is, then you can skip this step. But what we're going to do is remove the 3 connectors. First, we remove the 2 screws and the metal plate on the right. Lifting it will reveal 2 connectors, and we have to remove both of them. Then we remove the screw on the left and remove the plate, which reveals the other connector. You need to disconnect all 3 in order to do the next step. The next step basically involves applying a skin to the battery. I have used a cape skin in both these mods, and one is a yellow skin while the other is a dragon skin. You can go for any pattern or color, but I quite like the yellow one, and I feel some color will give good contrast, but you can also go for something more stealthy if you like that, and is just to cover the regulatory information on the battery. Instead of removing the entire battery and risking damaging it, we're using a portion of the skin and then cutting along the gap to get a perfect fit. If you're not confident on doing this, you can also measure the dimensions of the battery, cut out the skin separately, and then apply it directly onto the battery itself. Head over to capesindia.com or follow the link in the description below to get a really nice custom look and feel using skins on your battery cover. Make sure you also use coupon code RevAtlas for 10% off as well. Finally, once you're done with the skin application, you need to reconnect the cables and put back the protectors and screws. Lastly, you need to put double-sided tape along the edges, realign the fingerprint scanner to a clear back and press to fit. Make sure the edges stick well and keep applying some pressure for a few minutes. Your clear mode Redmi Note 7 Pro is done. We'll be doing a giveaway of this clear mode Redmi Note 7 Pro to a lucky winner. It's a brand new unit, and hence why we haven't even removed the front sticker. All you need to do is subscribe to our YouTube channel, share this video, as well as follow us across different social media, and all the links are in the description below. Thanks for watching. See you again in the next one.